Pay attention to the woman running across the street. Her name is Lena Moore, 28 years old. She is leaving a residence without shoes. Her shirt is torn, and there is blood on her arm. She crosses the road and hides on a nearby porch. A red pickup passes through the neighborhood. The driver is Ethan Rourke, 35. He slows near the house she came from, then continues down the street. Investigators later confirm he was driving in circles, searching for her after she escaped their home. A neighbor notices movement on his porch and calls for help. What happens next will expose the night of violence she had fought so hard to survive. The footage was recorded on June 9, 2024 in Coldwater, Alabama. Deputies later described the area as quiet, the kind of place where late-night calls rarely come in. Lena Moore, 28, worked mornings at a diner in a small Alabama town. She was known for long shifts, quiet conversations, and leaving work early to avoid conflict at home. She lived with her boyfriend, Ethan Rourke, 35, a construction foreman. Their relationship began 2 years earlier. Co-workers later told detectives that Lena had shown up to work with visible bruises in the weeks before the assault. She said she had fallen on the steps. A friend reported that she planned to leave Ethan but was afraid he would follow her. Ethan had prior arrests for disorderly conduct and assault from bar fights years earlier. Both cases were dropped. He legally owned 2 firearms and was known to keep one in his truck and one under the bed. In the weeks leading up to the attack, neighbors reported hearing late-night shouting. One call to non-emergency dispatch described objects hitting walls. No officers were sent that night. No formal reports were filed. The argument that would end the relationship began over a broken phone. By midnight, it had turned violent. At 4:21 a.m., a man living 2 houses down called 911. He reported a woman hiding on his porch. He said she was injured and afraid to speak. When deputies arrived, Lena was crouched near the door, shaking. Her left shoulder was dislocated. Blood covered her sleeve and collarbone. She said she had escaped while Ethan was gone and that he was armed. She told deputies he had been drinking since the evening before and accused her of cheating. Deputies placed her in a patrol vehicle for safety while paramedics were called. She repeated one request: "Don't let him find me." One deputy remained with her as another drove to check the house she fled. The front door was partially open. A red pickup was parked in the driveway with its engine off but headlights still on. Deputies announced themselves and waited for movement inside. When none came, they entered the front yard with flashlights drawn. After several minutes, a man appeared at the door. He was identified as Ethan Rourke. He was shirtless, holding a cell phone. He told officers he had just woken up and was looking for his girlfriend. He denied any fight. He claimed she had been drinking and stormed off. Deputies noted a limp in his right leg and dried blood on his hand. When asked, he said he had cut himself fixing a cabinet. Officers observed a broken table leg near the doorway. He refused consent to search without a warrant. Supervisors were notified. Ethan was detained outside while deputies secured the property. A search warrant was requested and approved within the hour. Detectives arrived shortly before sunrise. Body camera footage documented what they found inside. In the kitchen, pieces of broken wood and blood drops led toward the hallway. A phone with a cracked screen was recovered near the counter. The hallway carpet showed drag marks leading into the bedroom. Inside the bedroom, investigators found a pillow and blanket stained with blood. A dent in the drywall matched the height of Lena's head injury. A small tomahawk-style tool was located on the floor beside the bed, with visible residue on the handle. Laboratory testing later confirmed the blood was Lena's. In the adjoining bathroom, officers located a pistol magazine on the counter and streaks of blood on the toilet and wall. A towel stuffed into the sink appeared to have been used in an attempt to clean. Photographs documented partial handprints consistent with Ethan's right hand. Forensic technicians collected samples from every surface, with visible staining. DNA confirmed all traces matched the victim. Investigators noted that blood had been wiped in several areas, suggesting cleanup before police arrived. Later that morning, detectives spoke with Lena at Claiborne General Hospital. Her injuries included a fractured collarbone, multiple bruises, and a deep scalp wound requiring staples. Her account was consistent and matched physical evidence from the house. She said the argument began around 8 p.m. after Ethan found messages on her phone. He threw the phone, pushed her against a wall, and hit her several times. When she tried to leave, he struck her shoulder with the blunt side of an axe he kept near his toolbox. He then dragged her into the bathroom and forced her head into the toilet, saying he would teach her to listen. She said she pretended to lose consciousness. When he left to get his truck keys, she ran through the back door and across 2 yards until she found a porch light still on. Her injuries matched her description. She told detectives she had been assaulted before but never reported it because he always found out. Ethan Rourke was transported to the sheriff's office at 9 a.m. During questioning, he admitted arguing but denied hitting Lena. He said she falls apart when she drinks. He claimed the blood found in the bathroom came from his own hand after he cut it on metal. Detectives confronted him with photographs from the scene. He said the axe was for work and that the dent in the wall came from a moving accident months earlier. When told her injuries were consistent with being struck by the tool, he requested a lawyer. The interview ended. He was charged with aggravated assault, kidnapping with bodily injury, battery, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and cruelty to children after deputies learned his 11-year-old son and was asleep in the next room. Crime lab analysis confirmed the following: blood on the axe handle and pistol matched Lena's DNA. The blood patterns in the bathroom indicated impact and drag consistent with her account. Ethan's fingerprints were recovered from the towel used to clean the scene. No alcohol was detected in Lena's system at the hospital. The case file included more than 200 photographs, 14 recorded interviews, and over 40 minutes of body camera footage. The evidence supported investigators' conclusion that Ethan attempted to conceal the crime scene before returning to search for Lena. 3 neighbors gave statements. 2 reported hearing yelling and something heavy fall between 10 p.m. and midnight. 1 described hearing a truck start, then return about 30 minutes later. Another neighbor's doorbell camera captured a truck matching Ethan's circling the block 3 times between 3:30 and 4 a.m. The 911 caller, John Keller, confirmed that Lena appeared injured and afraid to speak. His statement was consistent with the video evidence. He told detectives, "She didn't say a word. She just looked at me like she didn't know if she was safe yet." The case moved quickly. Prosecutors presented over 20 exhibits, including photographs, hospital reports, and recorded phone calls made by Ethan from jail. In one of those calls, he told a friend, "They don't have proof I did anything. She ran off drunk." In another, he said, "If she'd stayed home, none of this would have happened." During trial, Lena testified from behind a privacy screen. Her testimony lasted 2 hours. She described the attack without emotion. When asked why she stayed with him, she answered, "I kept thinking he'd change." Ethan's defense argued that her injuries came from a fall and that she fabricated parts of the story. Forensic experts refuted those claims. Jurors viewed photographs showing the bedroom and bathroom. The prosecution rested after 4 days. After deliberating 6 hours, the jury found Ethan Rourke guilty on all major counts except one, terroristic threats. He was sentenced to life in prison plus 20 years without parole. Following sentencing, Lena relocated out of state under a victim protection program. She declined further interviews but provided a written statement for the court. "I ran because I wanted to live. That's all I was trying to do." The sheriff's department later released selected footage from the case for training purposes. It showed the initial 911 response, the porch discovery, and the evidence collection that followed. The red pickup was impounded and remains in police storage. The axe, handgun, and bloodstained towel were entered into permanent evidence. Investigators described the case as one of the clearest examples of escalating domestic violence turning into attempted homicide. It began with threats, continued with control, and ended in near death. The footage of Lena's escape lasted less than 2 minutes. In that brief window, it captured the moment she broke free after months of violence. The case revealed a pattern repeated across the country, warnings ignored until it was almost too late. Lena survived because she ran, and because a neighbor decided to open his door. Thanks for watching Undocumented. Every case shown here is inspired by real events, though names, locations, and specific details have been altered or fictionalized for presentation. The message is real. Stay aware. Be careful, subscribe, and hit the like button for more undocumented crimes like this.